What up, guys? Happy Sunday. How's the softball world doing today? I know for me, it's been an exciting day. I got to start my day off over with Team Tampa today. We played, did a bunch of tryouts and did a bunch of workouts. I was out there with 5 different teams. So already on this Sunday, having been out on the clay, enjoying the Florida sunshine. Wanted to jump on here today to talk to you about a couple different things. First, I want to talk about recruiting and kind of my experience and give you some of the facts and some of the things that you should be looking out for. I've got a great interview with Florida National head coach Wes Pollock on deck. And then we close out the show talking to our newest PGF National champion with Johnny Mineta and Rock Golden, 2 of his standout performing players. So today we're going to start off with recruiting. Like, what is recruiting, right? You say, Coach Bill, well, that's an easy answer. That's getting me to go play college. Yeah, but it's a lot more than that. Like, what is involved? Finding the right fit. You know, everybody talks about the transfer portal being all crazy. How do we find a right fit from the start? What are some of the requirements? What are we looking for? What are some of the coaches looking for? What kind of different schools can I go to? Should I take the ACT test, the SAT test? What is the NCAA Eligibility Center? And a lot of these different things that maybe you know and maybe you don't know. But we're going to talk about a couple of them today, along with a couple interviews. Try to keep this under 30 minutes and a whole lot of fun for you. So thanks for joining us. We're going to jump right in right now. Summer recruiting. What did you do? How did it go? Did you think, hey, I'm playing for Coach XYZ, I'm good. If I play in these events, they'll find me. My girl is the best athlete in the park. They will see her. All of these. Don't leave any of them to chance. Make sure the athlete, the parents, and the coach are working together. The best thing that you can do is have a battle plan for recruiting. You know, I was a little bit of an advantage. I spent 12 years in Navy recruiting prior to coming over and being just a softball dad. And what happens is if you don't have any familiar experience with this, it can be feeling like you're in the trenches all by yourself. So let's share some of that information. Let's start there. What is the NCAA Eligibility Center? Well, you can find it there. You can do a Google for NCAA Eligibility Center. Register your athlete by their sophomore year. The NCAA Eligibility Center is just that. They're going to check your student's GPA. They're going to check to make sure that their credits are online. They're going to check to make sure any test scores are uploaded, things like that. It's going to ask a whole bunch of scary questions. Have you taken money? Did you do this? Did you play for that? You know, a lot of stuff just to make sure that your player is NCAA eligible. So I suggest that you do this by your sophomore, certainly no later than your junior year. When you start getting offers, and certainly once you're committed and get ready to go to college, your school is going to want your NCAA eligibility letter. So again, if you haven't been on the NCAA Eligibility Center, there is a fee. I think it's $75 to charge. You want to play in college sports, Division I, II, and III at the NCAA level, you will need to sign up for the NCAA Eligibility Center. Everybody has to do it. I encourage you to do a Google for the NCAA Eligibility Center and check out that website. Read through it. Make sure that you've gathered all of the information that you need because scholarships at the Division I, II, and III level for the NCAA, you do have to have an eligibility number. NEI has one as well, so make sure you are registering and checking both of those for sure. So how does recruiting work? How many scholarships can they give me? Coach Bill, I want to play D1 ball, 101. I want to play D2 ball. Like, how many scholarships am I allowed to have? So the graphic up here will help you. Division I, you get 12 scholarships. 12. That's 1, 2. How many scholarships Division I softball get? You get a maximum of 12 per year. And listen, that's if the program is fully funded. Some of the Division I schools here in Florida alone are not fully funded, and they're coming in at just 7.2 scholarships. So when you do the math, you got 20 kids on a roster. NCAA can only give away Division I 12 scholarships. That has to be divided among the 20 to 24 people there. Some of your players are going to be academic walk-ons. Some of your players are going to get a little bit more. Some are going to get a little bit less. So that's why we say student athlete and certainly focusing on the academic level. So over 1,600 schools sponsor varsity softball teams. Here's how the numbers shake out for each division. Division 1, 286 programs across the United States of America, 12 scholarships per program for an average roster size of 21. So if you're going to play Division 1 softball, understand you're competing for just 12 scholarships. At the Division 2 level, it doesn't get any easier. Just about as many programs, 264 programs, just 7.2 scholarships offered at the Division 2 level. And make sure you understand, especially for the state of Florida, we have one Division 2 in the state of Florida that is a public school. That's the University of West Florida. The rest of them are private schools, so academic money, scholarship money, athletic scholarship money, as well as your bright futures and many other things that you can combine in order to make this cost effective. You definitely want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. Division 3, remember, Division 3, no athletic scholarships available at the NCAA Division 3 level. 395 programs across the country. No Division III programs in the state of Florida. I thought that to be an odd stat. No, with as many programs as we have in Florida, no Division III softball programs in the state of Florida with the average roster size of 18. JUCO level, the two-time national champion, current reigning two-time national championship at the JUCO level, Florida Southwestern. Coach Robert down there at Florida Southwestern. So if you're looking for some high-level JUCOs, I mean, you look no further than the state of Florida. You've got the current reigning two-time back-to-back national champion. You've got Chipola, who has had many national championships over the years. Many other great JUCO programs. And then NAIA, 205 NAIA programs across the state, or excuse me, across the country. Many great programs, including a top 5 program and a top 10 program in the SEU with the Fire and Weber University. So a lot of fortunate people in the state of Florida to be able to be exposed to so many great programs. 10 scholarships at the NAIA level with an average roster of 20. So as you can see there are a ton of girls who play our sport. Over 1,600 programs, and just every year, let's go over it again, 12, 7.2, that's 19.2, 24, 34. You're at about 50 scholarships per year that the state of Florida can give out with the current programs that we have at all levels. So, and that is per level. So, you know, each school at the Division 1 gets 12, Division 2 gets 7.2, JUCO gets 24, and NAIA gets 10. So think about all the kids that you are playing against week in and week out. This is why it's important to have a recruiting program, to not just show up, to not just expect coach to be able to get you where you need to be. It is up to the triangle, what I call the triangle. The coach, the parent, and the player all need to be involved, and we'll go over that. So that is the athletic scholarship portion. What about the academic side? Student athlete is certainly what it is. So student athlete, here we go. ACT, your composite score, anywhere from a 1 to 36, 36 being a perfect score. The composite is the average of 4 test scores rounded to the nearest whole number. Your SAT score, you're looking at a 4 to 1,600. So you have some schools in the area and some schools across the country that are ACT heavy, SAT heavy. And then you have some like St. Leo and a couple of our schools here in Florida that are test optional. That means they go off of your current GPA, either weighted or unweighted, depending upon what their specific guidelines are. So I recommend you test early and you test often, right? Your high school guidance counselors will tell you wait until your junior, senior year, but I disagree. I disagree with waiting. I mean, think about it. You don't wait until you're a junior or senior to start taking batting lessons. You don't wait until you're a junior or senior to start taking pitching lessons. Why would you wait until the end there? When now you're on a time crunch, maybe you got some test anxiety, maybe you're not really familiar with the test. So I suggest testing early and certainly testing often. And here's an example, and I use this example as a real life situation of the cost of softball. ACT test score 29, SAT test score 1289, 3.4 high school GPA. The cost of college, class, books, food, room and board, all in $52,000 per year. $52,000 a year. Softball scholarship $19,000. Academic scholarship all in, Bright Futures, school academic money, frag, and everything else, $29,000. So the total remaining for the family and the athlete is $4,000 a year. So if you check this out, test early and often. This test scores here, 21, 23, 24, 27, 27, 29. That's 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade twice, and then her senior year. So you can see by taking the test early and often, she was able to get more comfortable, learn the curriculum as she went along, and there you go. So here are the requirements for Bright Futures. The SAT, you need a minimum of a 1330 on the new. To get the max out, to get to medallion program, that requires a 1210 on the SAT. And the Florida Gold Seal Cap Scholars program has no SAT requirement. On the ACT side, to get all in, you need a 29, and the Medallion Scholars program requires a 25. Important information, if you haven't seen it on the Bright Futures, it used to go by just volunteer hours. Your student would go out, they would volunteer, they had to get the paper signed, turn in their hours. The state of Florida has now changed that to where volunteer hours count, but so do work hours. So if you are working, let's say you're a kid who doesn't have time to volunteer because you got to work to help your family pay the bills. If you get those work hours signed off, they now count towards your Bright Future. So that's just some of the basics on some of the important information that you need to know. How do we all work together? Players, take control of your own recruiting. If you're expecting coach to get you recruited, you're behind, right? If you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, and certainly senior, you should take care of your own recruiting, emails, letters, TikToks, whatever it is that you got to do to get your information in front of these coaches to make sure that they're coming to check you out. And then you got to own the moment. You got to be in the moment. When somebody's behind the fence watching you, you have to go out and own it, because this might be the only time that they have to come and see you. Get help where you need it. Ask those that have been through it. If you're not reaching out to some of the older girls that have been recruited, maybe that's the same kids on your team. Ask them, what are you doing? What do I need to do? Video clips, keep them updated. Some of your profiles, I look at them and I'm still looking at your 8th grade swing and you're a junior. Keep your profiles updated and corrected. Emails, texts, calls, social media, old school letter. Man, there's something to be said for me about getting a letter in the mail that somebody took to take the time to write about our program. And make sure you understand who you're writing the letter to. Make sure you've researched their program. If it's a place that you want to go to, you should have a passion about that school and want to learn as much as you can about it for sure. Be in charge of your own recruiting. Take control. Research schools, programs, teams. Get engaged. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you how you can stay engaged with the college coaches, and I'm going to give you a tool that will help you get engaged with just about every coach in the country. Travel ball coaches, man, I know this ain't easy for y'all. A lot of you are just dads and moms trying to make it through the day, helping your kids, and you've fallen in love with the sport, and you help other kids in the meantime and have absolutely no idea, how am I supposed to get these kids recruited? So here's a couple little pointers. Know your team. Each player, their level, their work ethic, make them better. Coaches, I say this to you wholeheartedly. Know your team. Know what your team can do. Know what your kids' weaknesses are. You know, first question when you're going to ask somebody, hey, coach, what do you need? And you know what they're going to say? Athletes. I need athletes in the 23 class. I need athletes in the 24 class. So that's what you need to know. Who are your athletes? Who can fit into their programs? What are their ACT requirements? What are their SAT requirements? How tall is their average shortstop? What's the average pop time of their catchers? Like, as a travel ball coach, if you're going to try to get your kids on scholarship to certain schools, then you should know what those schools require and kind of what their box is. What is their rule? Obviously, there's exceptions to that rule, but what is their rule? What do they look for when they're looking for a kid? Research, know what the schools, that's what I was just saying, are on what level, what their player type is. Get your players engaged in contacting the schools, updating their profiles before and after events. Be in charge of your team's recruiting. Take control, research schools' programs, and talk to as many people as you can. Other coaches, college coaches, YouTube, research. Man, I spend hours upon hours upon hours researching how to get kids recruited, talking to other travel ball coaches, talking to guys that have been, doing this for years and years and years. That certainly helped me figure out how to get this done. And you can too, right? It's a matter of doing the same things that you ask your kids to do. And then parents, let's wrap this thing up. Watch them play, cheer them on, love them, get help where you need it. Ask those that have been through it. Research, know what schools are on what level, what your player type is. Parents, it's your job to help your kids, not do the job for them. Stop typing their emails. Stop making their videos for them. Let them have a little bit of control and responsibility for what it is that they're doing in their own recruiting. Help them research schools, get registered for the ACT and the SAC. Let them be in charge of their recruiting and take control. And again, watch them play, cheer them on, and love them. One of the greatest piece of advice I ever got as a father who was also a coach was, give these kids the same thing you ask of their parents. As a travel ball coach, you don't want anybody bothering you till what? Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Well, do the same thing for your kids, right? Give them until Monday, Tuesday. Let them start talking to you about softball. Nobody wants to be told what they're doing wrong immediately after it happens, right? So give them some time to breathe. Tell them that you love to watch them play, and make sure you treat them like you want to watch your granddaughters play, because if they don't love the game, they will certainly never introduce their kids to it. So that's just a couple of things right there. I am going to do a screen share real quick. Check this out, contactcollegecoaches.com, discount code FloridaPGF. Let's see if I can do a screen share here. All right, so screen share, here we go. Pulling up, let's find the right file. There it is. So here is the file. As you can see, you go to contactcollegecoaches.com, and here's all the information that you got here. A coach's first name, last name, the position, the email address, phone number, any landing pages, the coach's Twitter, the team's Twitter, the coach's Facebook, the team's Facebook, team's Instagram, questionnaires, everything else that you need, what division they're in, the size of the city, whether it's a public or private institution, the ACT and SAC scores, a link to all the majors that are offered, everything that you could possibly need for contacting college coaches at all levels is right here on this file. So as I stated before, it is a great tool for you to be able to use for your coaches and your players, and being able to see everybody and talk to everybody on the contactcollegecoaches.com website. And hey, $20 off with the Florida PGF code. So again, great summer. I hope everybody had a great summer. Just some points and tips on recruiting there for you to be able to take a look. Are you doing it right? Are you tracking this? Are you tracking that? Are your kids engaged? Do you know what schools you're reaching out to? Because this doesn't just happen. You have to have good people, good information, and certainly a great work ethic working towards recruiting. So I appreciate you joining us for that portion. We're going to take a break real quick, and then we're going to bring on Coach Wes with Florida National, Coach Johnny with the Rock Gold and the 18U Platinum National Championship Rock Gold players, and we're really looking forward to the rest of the broadcast and seeing you guys this fall out on the diamond. So we'll be right back in just a minute. Hey guys, welcome back. Bill here with Florida PGF. Man, I'm excited about what's going on with our fall season. I'm excited what's going on with Florida softball. I've got a special guest today, a young man that I've known For several years now, I've had the opportunity to not only compete against him, but over the last couple years, become a friend, a follower, and someone who certainly admires what he does for girls softball all throughout the land. We've watched his progress. Today, I bring to you the new head coach of Florida National University, one that we all know and love, and that's head coach Wes Pollock. How you doing today, sir?
Hey, great, Bill. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming on, man. Another opportunity to create another dojo, right? Another place to be able to teach the young people coming up what Sensei Pollock knows in the softball world, right? For those of you that don't know, you're a huge Karate Kid fan. That's why I bring up the dojo and, what do you do? Cobra Kai reference, right? So,
Just, just like Terry Silver said in Cobra Kai, opening up dojos all over the valley.
open up dojos all over the valley. So talk about that. Talk about your dojos a little bit. Introduce people to Wes Pollock. You know, just a little bit of background. You coached travel ball for many years, as long as I've been doing it. With the Wildfire organization, you're a state runner-up at the high school level. You coached at Ave Marie at the college level last year, which has certainly brought an opportunity for you to now be the head coach at Florida National. So just talk about softball a little bit. Talk about your experience at Wildfire, Windermere Prep, and what brought you to be the head coach at Florida National.
Okay, sure. No, I was coaching Wildfire for 12 years. My two daughters both played in the Wildfire organization for their entire travel ball career. They both went on to play Division I softball at University of Southern Miss and University of Detroit Mercy. So I coached my younger daughter right through her graduation year, and her team. My older daughter played for Coach Paulson's team for her whole career. We had, it was a great experience. Won a lot of championships together, including some great PGF championships that you put on. We always were
I
fortunate.
appreciate that.
We were always fortunate to be part of those. I had a great experience working through the ranks of doing it. I was actually formerly a baseball guy. I played baseball. I coached baseball, travel prior to softball, and then when I moved to Windermere, it was just a hotbed for softball. So George Paulson pulled me into the softball world, and I loved it, and I haven't looked back. And uh,
That's the way it works, right? Once you step into the softball world, it's hard to let it go. A bunch of us just got roped in by our daughters, and now here we are.
yeah,
So Wildfire,
I,
right? I
I,
mean, just go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. My daughters graduated out, and then I stayed on to coach without any kids on the team for the past 7 years, and that's been great too. And like I said, besides obviously the championship, wins, and those are all great, but really helping over 100 kids
Yeah.
get college scholarships to different various levels has probably been the most rewarding thing in my coaching career.
And I mean, that is the total goal, right? And so now you've gone from travel ball coach to high school coach. Like I said, you were at Windermere Prep. You were the state runner up there on the travel ball side just as recently as this summer. You found yourself playing at the University of Florida in a big championship, as well as continued success all throughout the summer. And now you take that experience to Florida National University. Which, as you can see, just to pop it up here, Florida National University, beautiful campus there. But this is not a new program. This is not a program that is developing. They did win the USCAA National Championship last year, so a program that is established, and so you're taking over the reins of a national championship program. No doubt that you're going to be successful, right? Winning national championships on the travel ball side, runner up on the state side, and now talk about Florida National. It's not a well-known university. It's down in the Hialeah, Miami area in South Florida. What brought you to Florida National, and kind of what are your expectations for this program, and getting the word out about what you have to offer down there?
Yeah, at first, like I said, I just want to touch on. I think the travel and even the high school experience at Windermere Prep and going to state championship and being able to win districts and regionals was a great training ground for the college experience. And again, I'm indebted to both organizations for allowing me to be part of that. As far as college goes, yeah, again, taking over Florida National University, and they have actually went back to back. championships
Okay.
at the level. It's almost like I feel like Joe Torre taking over the Yankees. So, no pressure, but no, it's look at it, it's a 4-year NAIA school down in South Florida with a lot of great programs academically. I went through tours of their buildings, and one of the most impressive parts about the building was the
Okay.
nursing. I mean, it's literally looks like a hospital ward when you're up
Wow.
there. That detailed, it's that good, and of course they have other programs in business and criminology and criminal justice and a whole host of other degrees. So yeah, not as known maybe for to some, but I think they have a great story to tell for student athletes. A lot of flexibility in the program and how you take courses, whether it be in person, online, dividing semesters into half semesters for more focus on certain subjects. From the softball side, they are tough. We played them last year at Ave Maria, and they beat us. And we had a great year at Ave Maria, at Ave Maria, and just touching on that, it was for me, it was a great opportunity to be part of that program. We made the playoffs for the first time since 2017 in my first year, and we won more conference games in the history of the program. And the kids were great over there, and we just had a great experience, in terms of what we did on the field. And that sort of, I guess, led to the opportunity to come to Florida National. It was great to be a lead assistant coach and recruiting coordinator at Ave. But obviously, and one of my two bucket list items, we'll call it, is to coach in college after doing the travel in high school for my
Right.
entire. And the second one was to become a head coach in college, and it happened a little quicker than I thought it would, but I'm grateful for it, and that opportunity presented itself, and I was hired and brought on to help continue the success they've had in the past, but also one of the goals for the program too this year is to win a conference championship.
Okay.
The the championships they won last couple of years were great championships, but the one that the girls, in talking to them in the brief time I've had with them so far, is they want to bring home a conference championship to Florida National
There you
University.
go. Right.
And
Nothing wrong with wanting to beat up on the people you play every day. Right. Nothing
yeah,
wrong with that at all.
right. So I think
So
that's the bigger goal, and for this year as well as continue the winning tradition and be tough. And I like my teams tough. I like my players tough, and Cobra Kai reference. And this team
strike
seems to have that.
first. Right.
Right, strike first, strike hard. So it's great. And like I said, the school is located. South Florida is a fun place to be. There's a lot of great fun things to do down there. Close to the beaches. So I think for experience for a player, I think it's an awesome opportunity. Like I said, to go to a good solid academic school, a rising softball program in college, and like I said, and be in a great area to
Well,
attend
listen,
school.
man, and everybody talks about fit and feel, right? So your fit and your feel is finding that right academic, something that's gonna meet your price point, something that's gonna fit in there. But it's also culture, right? And as a third party on the outside looking in, somebody who has played against you many times on the field and then hosted your team even more times through our tournaments. You are a culture guy. You're a great recruiter. You've always built a strong travel ball team. You've had a great high school team and took what you had in high school and built and developed. So if somebody wants to play for West Pollock or they want to learn more about Florida National University, what do they need to do? Who do they need to contact? What can are you up on the website yet? I imagine you're going to be out on the recruiting trail. I know we have you August 13th and 14th at our prospect camp in Clearwater. And then I know we have you for the camp on the 17th and then the 99% showcase on the 18th and 19th. I imagine you'll be out at, quite a few of the other tournaments. Florida has a lot of great softball, but how does somebody get in touch with head coach Wes Pollock of Florida National University if they're interested in learning more about your program?
Sure. I mean, like I said, the recruiting board is pretty open for 23 and 24s and beyond. And actually, I could still pick up a couple 22s. Any late bloomers, any ones who went unnoticed or under the radar. I'm certainly happy to entertain looking at a couple 22s, even though it's later in the season. Uh, I love uncovering diamonds in the rough and coaching them up, just like you did when
We
you
we call
built.
them gems.
Yeah, the gems. It's like the name of your tournament, the gem.
That's
Uh,
right.
my email address is wpollock POLLOCK @fnu.edu. So I'm up on the website, wpollock@fnu.edu. Recruits, please email me if you're looking for opportunities, want to come down for a visit. We'll be probably, besides being heavy on the recruiting trail this fall, because I need to do that to catch up a little bit on the recruiting and bring some good new future prospects to FNU. But also, if you want to come and visit, we might do a couple camps too in the upcoming fall, later in the season as well, which we like to do as well. So those are in the works too. So I'm again open for business, as they say. The store is open for business at FNU, and I'd love to hear from any interested prospects. I will be out there at the tournaments, including yours, of course, and I look forward to meeting hopefully future FNU prospects and future FNU players to join
Sounds
the
great. Sounds
team.
great, Coach. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Any last comments? Any final thoughts before we end it up here?
Just again, thank you for having me on your podcast, Bill. And again, I've always enjoyed our relationship. I think you've done a wonderful job in the Florida area, providing opportunities for kids to go to schools like ours, and that I'm forever grateful for you. And like I said, in the words of Cobra Kai, strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
Strike first, strike hard. So again, if you want to get in touch with Coach Wes Pollock, that's Florida National University. His email is wpollock@fnu.edu. He's looking maybe for a few 22s. Board is wide open for 23s, 24s. Florida National University down in the Miami Hialeah area. Two-time, most recent back-to-back national championship. Ncaa, four-year school. Beautiful campus down there. Excited for Coach Wes Pollock. I have watched him over the years develop into one heck of a softball coach. Anything he's touched with that little yellow ball seems to turn into championship material. So I'm sure that he will do great things down at Florida National. Coach Wes, we appreciate your time today. We appreciate you joining us here, and we look forward to following you throughout the fall. Have a great weekend, and we look forward to seeing you out on the trail. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks again, Bill. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, well, that was a great interview with Coach Wes. We're really excited about what he's going to be doing down at Florida National University. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with three special guests coming off the summer trip of a lifetime, getting ready to talk to some really exciting people that have brought a national championship back home to Florida. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a second. There you have it. Lots of exciting events going on in Florida PGF throughout the fall. So if you haven't got signed up yet, be sure to check out PremierGirlsFastPitch.com. So bringing on now, for the first time, your national champions, PGF Platinum 18U national champions. I've got a few guests here from the Rock Gold, from the Fort Myers area, coming in as PGF Platinum national champions. I've got Julia and Ella, along with head coach Johnny Mineta. Guys, thanks for joining us and taking a couple minutes to talk to us about your national championship. How you guys doing this evening?
I'm good.
Very good.
Doing good. Thank
you. Very good. Hey, listen, I'm sure the summer ending that way with a PGF national champion and being, holding up the crown of crowns had to have been a pretty exciting feeling. So, Julia, let's jump right into it, right? You're a pitcher, third baseman. You're 2023, entering your senior year as a national champion. You're committed to Clemson. Talk about, what the summer was like. Talk about California. Just take a couple minutes to kind of talk about your experience on the Rock and how all that championship experience is going to help you when you get to Clemson.
Yeah, I mean, the summer, we really had a great summer, I think. We started out strong, and we just kept pushing the whole time. And California, that was a big one for us. We were playing all summer just leading up to California. And, going undefeated all week, that was pretty crazy for us. But I think staying undefeated and just keep pushing our way through the week really helped us in the championship game. And
Yeah, you guys were like 10-0 all weekend, right? As a pitcher in the circle, right? You're getting that 6th win, that 7th win. You're starting to build that anticipation. Could this happen? Is it coming? Like one game at a time, right? So how is a pitcher in the circle, like how are you relying on those other girls behind you, in front of you, knowing that even if the ball's hit, if you miss a pitch, like those girls are going to have your back and take it to the ship for you? Talk about that experience and the trust you have in your teammates.
Yeah, I mean, we have a really solid defense, and I think having what the team that we have, I trust pretty much everyone completely on the field, and I know that if I miss a pitch or make a mistake, like they got my back completely. And even with the other pitchers, like every pitcher knows that our defense is there all the time to back us up.
There you go. And you're headed to Clemson championship as a national champion. You're taking that championship mindset to help build that program down there, or up there from here in Florida, right? Ella, Coach calls you the energy of the team. He says you're the one that keeps everybody moving. You're the one that keeps everybody going. He says you're the only 2022 on the team, so you're the senior leadership there. Committed to Eckerd Division II, right down there in St. Pete. Great, beautiful campus right on the water. Talk about your summer, your experience. You play most of the positions on the field. So how has Coach kind of used you as that puzzle piece? Talk about your experience this summer and being crowned a PGF national champion.
Summer for me was very quick because it's my last summer playing travel. Coach Johnny, he uses me everywhere, because he practiced me a lot everywhere. And leading onto the PGF national champion, I think that's going to help my mindset on hoping leading. Even though I'm a freshman, going into a freshman, I hope I can lead some of the girls and Coach Katie into a conference champion or something like that.
There you go, right? So, and coming in right now as the senior leader, you know what it's like to be the oldest person on the team, right? So don't have that freshman mentality. Feel free to come in and work hard to be a leader and get yourself out on the field, right from the get-go, right? Coach Johnny, congratulations, man. You're a Florida state champion, and now you are a PGF national champion, right? So talk about these young ladies. Talk about their commitment to the team. Talk about your team as a whole, the trip and experience to California. I know you played Show Me the Money earlier this year, did well. Talk about the rest of your summer and how you kind of set everything up to prepare these girls 10-0 in California. I mean, that's a heck of a feat. Congratulations, man. Talk about your week, your summer, and your players.
Players worked hard. The players were pushed every weekend. There was not a whole lot of time off. They truly dedicated their summer to one goal. And their one goal was the trip to California. We played, numerous tournaments preparing for it, starting with PGF States. We won that. We had a great, I think another top 5 showing 2 years in a row at Show Me the Money. Had a good showing in Scenic City, had a good showing in Atlanta Legacy. Then our biggest our test was we went to Triple Crown Southeastern Nationals in Alpharetta and finished second there. And that was a really good tournament for us because we saw a lot of the big dogs that were going to be in California, and we beat a lot of the big dogs, which gave us a lot of confidence and a lot of momentum heading to California.
Right.
Once we got to California, it was basically, it wasn't as grueling as it sounds because, the tournament is spread out over 10 days.
Right.
So it's basically playing a game, maybe 2 a day, and some downtime, which was great because the girls were able to, go out and enjoy themselves. They were able to, most time, you'd find them surfing or exploring Hollywood. I know there was a lot of pictures with some Hollywood
These
stars.
kids are winning national championships on surfboards, Johnny.
Yeah, exactly. I think that most of them were a little surprised at the how cold the water was, though.
Right.
We're used to diving into the water here in the Gulf, especially, and the water's 90 degrees. You go out to California, water's 65 degrees, and there's a reason why everyone's wearing wetsuits.
Sure.
But honestly, the downtime was, I think, just as key, because it allowed them to to grow their bond. And by the time we got to the national championship game, the team was clicking on all cylinders. Pitching was doing great. Defense was doing great. Timely hitting, short game, speed. We basically played a very fast game of softball. A lot of kids in the lineup that could run, mixed with some power, and it was pretty special. We had a special summer. I think our overall record this summer was 50 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie. So regardless of who we played, when we stepped on the field, we expected to win.
So what's the secret there, right? You're, like I said in the beginning, right? You're a state champion, now you're a national champion. Like how are you able to get these girls to put it all together on the field, right? And get these results. Like you said, top 5 finish, show me the money, top 2 in the Triple Crown, first place in PGF. Like you and your staff there seem to be able to have a chemistry and a foundation for success. So how are you building that, and what's the formula there?
I think honestly, it's trust, communication. Getting people to believe in a process, in that your process is what's best for their daughter. If people don't trust you, then it's hard to get anybody to commit to you, to play for you, and to truly play hard for you. A lot of the girls that I've had, Ella and Julia, as well. I mean, I've had these kids since they were 12, 13 years old.
So there you
Ella,
go, longevity, right? Yeah.
Ella, I think for you it was 11, 12 years old, something like that. I think Julia was 12 or 13. So a lot of the kids that I took to California I've had for a long time, and it
There
was
you go.
families buying in and trusting in a process that that always had their best interest at mind.
And here's the end result, right? There's your team with your PGF National Championship right there on the field.
Yeah.
You can see proud Papa behind all his kids holding his hands up like, yep, we did it.
Yeah.
A couple of your kids were flying home and saw Patty Gasso there, the champion of all champions. So what a great opportunity. What a great summer for your kids. Listen, girls, congratulations. Ella, my daughter plays at Florida Southern. This is her senior year, so I'm sure I'll see you sometime this year at the conference games. Julia, I'm sure I'll see you throughout the fall at the tournaments. And, you got a year left to get ready for Clemson. Johnny, what's next? You're obviously not done. You just took over a new school, and now you've got a bunch of your kids returning. What's next?
Well, you know what? We're gonna take the month of August off.
There you go. Think about it, right?
We're gonna let kids go be kids for a little bit.
Yep.
We're gonna regroup. Got tryouts coming up on August 20th, and we're gonna get back out there this fall. And I got 2024s and 25s that are still hungry.
Gotta
and
get
looking
rolling.
for more, and I got to keep the 23s happy, I mean, and then if
you keep putting them in Clemson, they'll be happy, right?
Yeah, if we get lucky, we'll be able to go see Ella play a little bit of fall ball down there, and we'll all join her and go celebrate her. She is grandma. That's grandma.
She is grandma.
Right there.
There you go.
So
that's cool.
We're losing grandma, but she's a great kid. I love her dearly. Like I said, I've had her since she was 12 years old, and nothing but the best for you, Ella.
Thank you.
Well, there you go. Ladies, congratulations. Coach Johnny, congratulations. That is your Rock Gold Championship team, Florida, I keep saying it's habit, your PGF National Championships Rock Gold. So that is 2 amazing young ladies, an awesome head coach, and a team of PGF national champions. So we're going to finish this up. We'll be back in just a moment. Thanks for joining us for that one.
Yeah, coming in and just mixing it up, throwing that down ball and silencing the bats of the Renegades over the last couple of innings that she's been in there. Pounding the corners, throwing strikes, which is important, especially as you get into the later part of the game. And now we're down to 3 outs. Rock Gold is sitting up there with an 8-3 lead.
Well, thanks for joining us today. That was Julia finishing up there, some live footage from the PGF National Championship. So, hey, I mean, that's our show in a wrap. We talked about recruiting today. We talked about things that you need to do, things that you should be doing, how to stay engaged in your recruiting. We certainly talked to Coach Wes Pollock of Florida National University and closed it up with Coach Johnny and two amazing players from the Rock Gold PGF Platinum Championship. So we appreciate you traveling with us. A little bit over, just about 45 minutes worth of time here, but well worth it if you watched and stayed with us. We will see you out on the recruiting trail with Florida PGF this fall, and we look forward to seeing you out on the diamond.